everyone's really attached to their town centre. In Stockton, we've got something really special with a lot of independent stores, small business people, a great music scene and hospitality and leisure as well. And I thought it might be a nice opportunity to have a chat about that with some of our local business owners. So let's go full steam ahead. And today I'm joined by two of our local business owners. We've got John here, who runs the Golden Smog, a great local pub in Stockton, and Louise, who runs a beautiful gift shop, cafe, and also you run the Stockton Business Improvement District, the BID as well, don't you, Louise? So why don't you just tell us a bit about the BID for now? What's that all about?
Yeah. So BID, Business Improvement District. That is in place in Stockton Town Centre, and we represent the business community. So ultimately, the objective is to help make the town centre vibrant and a welcoming place for visitors, for businesses to start up, just improve the district, really, ultimately.
And Stockton is a really welcoming place as well. And there are a few places more welcoming than your pub, John. And a lot of people say the Smog is one of the most special pubs in the world, and certainly a very special place in Stockton. So what do you think it is that makes people so keen to come along to the Golden Smog?
I think a lot of it is just down to the size of it, because it's a small pub. It's sort of, whether you want to or not, it sort of forces people together and makes people sort of talk and interact with each other. Whereas in a large pub, you can go and hide in a corner and keep yourself to yourself.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is when you walk through the door of the Golden Smog, everyone always says hello. You say it's a great community feeling. But both of your businesses have got, you both stretch out into the local community a bit as well. I wondered if you might want to say a bit about that, because, people, they maybe see a store and they think that, or a pub or whatever in the local area and just think that's what it's about. But as local business owners, you're both really part of the local community as well, aren't you?
I think a pub is a great place to sort of hijack people into doing charity events and stuff. If you time it right, drinks-wise, you can get people to do anything to a certain extent.
And your big annual event, your big annual charity event, the Pilgrimage as well. Do you want to just tell some of our viewers and listeners a little bit about what that involves?
Yeah, so people get sponsored to go to a brewery, pick up a barrel of beer and transport it back, either walking, cycling, on a boat. As long as you're under your own steam, transport it back from the brewery to the pub.
So people have to get like a keg of beer, barrel of beer, whatever, from a brewery anywhere in the world, presumably?
We've had so far from sort of Three Brothers, which is across the road, to the Isle of Man. Someone cycled back from the Isle of Man.
Yeah. Two and a barrel of beer.
A barrel of beer.
Was it very drinkable by the time it got back, or was it been tossed and turned on the back of a bike? Yeah. And that's a big fundraiser, isn't it, in the local area, that one?
Yeah.
And you as well, Louise, I know your business as well has really been expanding and doing more, because you've got, last time I was there, I went to your cafe as well. So that's quite a new venture, is it?
Yeah, so Lulu's Gift Company was born in 2018 now, and we started on West Row in Stockton. 3 years later, kind of outgrew that building and moved on to Silver Street, which is, I like to think of it as our forever home. It felt like home straight away. And we had the upstairs in there, and the upstairs was previously just a storage office space. And I walked up the stairs, and they've got these two bay windows that look onto Silver Street, and you can see the riverside.
Really beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
And I thought to myself, that should not be hidden. Customers should be able to look out these windows. There's a tree right outside the shop in a planter, which the council had put in on that street. And then I was like, well, you go upstairs, there's a tree there. We're the tree house, aren't we? And the tree house tea room was born. So it kind of complemented Lulu's Gift Company, because we're all about making people smile, and through a power of a gift. And upstairs, the hospitality side of it is exactly the same.
I'll tell you made me smile when I ordered a pot of tea, which came with a little hedgehog tea cosy on it, which was absolutely beautiful. And you were saying you've been there recently as well, have you, John? You've been to the Treehouse Tea Room. Because you like vegan food, you're vegan, so that was like
there's a lot of vegan options.
A lot of vegan options
which
as
a lot
well.
of places don't have, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's really lovely.
Yeah, definitely. I think dietary is quite a big thing now. So we do cater especially for like gluten-free, and there's not a lot of options. So we do kind of, we know our cook's actually celiac, so she understands what people need and what contaminants and things like that. So yeah, we do kind of.
And you also, you cater very well for people's furry friends as well, because I brought Jack with me when I went. So for people who are wondering, Jack is here in the podcast studio. He's just having a sleep. under the table. But I brought Jack with me, and he was very well looked after as well, so thanks for that. But look, both of you have started great independent businesses, very community-orientated businesses here in Stockton. And I'm quite interested in that because I see other towns around the country, they're really struggling on their high streets, but we've got places in Stockton, on the high street, Wellington Square, Silver Street, where you are as well, where there are good independent businesses run by local people. And I just wondered, like, why did you decide to open your business in Stockton? How have you found it? You know, do you think I'm right? Have we got a lot of good independent business in Stockton? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I'm sort of from Stockton, and I love Stockton, so I had no choice of opening anywhere else, really. It was always going to be Stockton.
Yeah.
So I've got no other reason apart from I just love Stockton.
And, well, do you know, I think that's a lot of people's motivation as well. People live here and they really want the local town centre to do well. People are really motivated by that. So maybe, do you think it's just like sheer will and determination then while we're managing to get all of these businesses up and running in Stockton?
No, I think Stockton as a whole sort of encourages, because you've got there's like loads of music venues, Globe, Arc, Georgian, Green Room, Q-Bar, North East Volume, and that brings people in, which is great for a pub as well, and for a cafe as well, probably.
Yeah, no, well, you're right. So our podcast studio here, just in Green Dragon Yard, round the corner from the Georgian Theatre as well. That's a really lovely area where there's, as you say, good music and hospitality scene, and not far from your store too, just on Silver Street.
Right, everything's in with short walking distance, isn't it? And we've got it all on our doorstep. And like John, I'm from Stockton myself, so this is the only place I would have considered. I am what I would consider my customer base as well. So I would, if I didn't own the build, you know, I'd be shopping there. So for me, Stockton, you've got to support where you live.
I think there's the good thing sort of geographically about Stockton is it's like a rectangle, whereas some towns are a bit fragmented. Like Hartlepool and Middlesbrough haven't got a proper centre as such like Stockton has. There's a bit there, there's a bit there, there's a bit there. But Stockton is sort of, it's all in one bit. Like you say, it's just everything's walking distance to each other.
And one of the things, you know, I can see you guys are doing a really great job starting up your local businesses, and you know you can find lots of businesses, and I'm sure you do in the business improvement. Lots of businesses in Stockton working really hard. And you mentioned our great music venues, but like all town centres, Stockton does have challenges as well. You know, we've had issues, still have issues with antisocial behaviour and so on. I mean, how do you think that affects you as a business owner? How do you think Stockton compares with other towns? Do you think we're doing enough to deal with those issues?
I think it affects businesses from people's sort of perception of the town, so they're less likely to come in. But once people have been at the town and been to businesses, they always come back. There's nothing there stopping people coming back from the antisocial behaviour point of view.
Yes.
But I don't think Stockton, it's not a reason to ignore it, but Stockton is no worse than any other town. Mm-hmm. If you go to other towns, you see the same sort of problems. But it still should be addressed.
Yeah, we're not an isolated case, are we? It's in towns and cities nationwide, and yes, we have our challenges, but I do feel that we are very proactive. We have the launch of the PSPO.
That's Public Space Protection Order. Yeah.
So that's kind of been updated, been submitted, and to tackle things like this, which in effect will help the businesses here. So we're trying to get one step ahead, and sometimes it does take time. You know, it's if only everything was sometimes a click of a fingers, but that's not how it works. So I think we're proactive in trying to combat.
I think an important part about that as well. So you mentioned the Public Space Protection Order. So I don't know if you're aware, but I recently published a 5-point plan to support the high streets, and the Public Space Protection Order is part of that. And a big bit of that really is about cracking down on antisocial behaviour, and also cracking down on people drinking, being able to drink on the high street.
So just like from a local or a national perspective?
So that's just locally in Stockton. Right. So the Public Space Protection Order gives some additional powers to enforcement within the town centre. So that's like on the high street and some streets behind it. And one of the big things is really preventing drinking in public. So people that have to come into your pub to have a pint rather than drinking on the street. And then, of course, because we have a lot of festivals in Stockton, you know, most weekends during the year, in the summer, certainly, Stockton Sparkles, all these sorts of things. So during the festivals, those restrictions can get a special licence to allow people to enjoy drink outdoors if they want to, but on a day-to-day basis, they crack down on that really. And I think that'll help, that's for certain. And more enforcement. I'm calling for more police officers as well. But I think your point's really important, John. You know, I go to lots of other towns around the country. I know lots of towns are struggling with this. And I think we've got a really solid plan to deal with it in Stockton. But I don't know about you, but I sometimes feel as though there's a lot of people out there trying to do Stockton down as well, which I know is really tough for your businesses as well.
It's the curse of social media, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it is, yeah.
And everyone's got a phone in their pocket.
Yeah.
So, there's a police car there. Yeah, there's always been police cars there. It's just...
And that's quite a good thing.
Now it's online now.
Yeah. And then the other side of it as well is that we need to provide the right support for people too. So you've got to get the right enforcement in place, but you need the right support. And we've got some great charities like the Moses Project, who I've done some work with. I guess you guys know them as well, who are really helping people who are homeless or have drug or alcohol problems in Stockton too. So I think there's a lot of work that we're doing actively in Stockton to help with this. And I really don't want it to detract from the great opportunities for businesses like yours, because you're engaged so much in community work and activity too.
Yeah. It's all about the people, isn't it? We look like, and I put something on social media myself recently for the Treehouse Tea Room, and we'd had such a wholesome day. I described it as, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe, and throughout the whole day we just had just the most beautiful souls coming in. And like, these are, you know, Stockton based primarily, but we do get people from further afield that come to Stockton. And these people that come from other places, Hartlepool, Redcar, just a little bit further afield, actually look at Stockton and see it, you know, differently from some people that live here, and see like it is really clean, and you know, we can't get a shop like this near us, and independent shops and independent pubs, and you know, we add character to a high street without fail, and that's what makes us unique and special.
So I think one of the things, so sometimes I do get complaints about the access to different types of shops on the high street, and like you, I look at all the independent stores we've got, and I just think I don't quite see it. But I think the issue is a lot of people are disappointed by the loss of brands. So, you know, we had some big stores that have exited the high street. I was going to name them there, but I probably shouldn't do that. Don't want to be advertising different stores. But a lot of brands have pulled out of smaller towns around the country. Yeah. And that sometimes people feel that's a bit disappointing because they don't have that destination store to go to.
But you're not fighting against the internet and the world in general.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, so people are going to retail parks and all this kind of stuff.
Retail parks, well, the internet.
Yeah.
But loads of shops aren't shops anymore. They're just online, aren't they? And there's nothing a council or town centre can do about that.
But we're seeing, so despite all of that, we're actually seeing footfall increase in Stockton Town Centre. I know that's something that the bids observe, the football is increasing. So why do you think that is then? So I get some people saying, well, there isn't a, you know, whatever, big major brand store there that I'd like to go to, though we have got great stores like that are also here that are attracting people in. With some new ones that have opened too, but that we've seen footfall increase. So do you think there are things that we've managed to do that
help with that? Small independent shops that people can't go online for, or the people that run the shops, or they can have a chat to and have a coffee and talk to people, which you can't get on your keyboard or your laptop, can you?
Yeah,
that's right. The difference between that and a sort of a Debenhams, for example, which you're going to get to speak to people and have a bit of crack.
Yeah. So if it's a transaction, you can do it online. If you really want a great experience, you know, have a unique experience as well, I guess. Well, no one's going to be buying people I suppose could buy their beer online, but it wouldn't be as nice as it is in your pub. And certainly the gifts you can buy in your store. I mean, because you source these gifts from all over the place, don't you?
Yes. I pride myself on not just stocking bulk kind of items for gifts. We actually think through every purchase we make for the shop, which then obviously is for the customer, and everything's got meaning behind it. So when you can't find the words, the gift can say 1,000 words. And, you know, prime example today is we had a lady that came in. She wanted to show me a picture of a gift she'd sent to her grandson. He had got all you can imagine, all the gifts you can imagine at Christmas.
So she bought a gift.
She'd bought
out of your store,
out of our store,
gave it to someone for Christmas, and then she wanted to come and tell you all about it.
She wanted to come and tell us all about it. She showed us a
lovely
picture. Now her grandson, he's got autism. He got a mound of presents, wasn't interested in any of them, bar the one from our shop, which was a wooden rocking horse, just like a shelf sitter, and that's the only thing he's interested in still to this date.
Oh, how lovely.
And I'm like, that's so powerful, but that's not the only example she's got. The last 2 products she's bought from us, exactly the same kind of examples, where to this day takes pride of place.
So I think the message is someone can get something like really unique and special if they're going to shop locally, shop with an independent store. And Stockton's a bit like a day out. I think, you can have a good day out in Stockton now, can't you, really? Because there is, say, we've got these good shopping, good leisure, but there's the historical aspect as well. And I noticed, John, as it happens, I think you and I are both drinking our coffee here out of Black Battle of Stockton mugs. Is that right?
This was given to me. I'm sure it's some sort of setup.
Yeah. Well, so there might be. It's possible. I don't know why it would be, but there's possible some people are listening to this podcast and they're not familiar with the Battle of Stockton. I'm thinking maybe I should do a podcast on the Battle of Stockton. But you've been involved in that? Do you want to give us a little bit of an outline of what that's about?
Well, the Golden Smog and the Golden Smog Warriors basketball team raised the money for a memorial, which is just round the corner in Westminster Yard.
Right.
Because going back a few years, I seen there the Young'uns, like a local folk band.
Yeah. So people who aren't familiar, they're a great folk band.
A show called The Ballad of Johnny Longstaff.
Yes.
There was a local lad who volunteered to go to Spain in the Civil War. And previously to that, I didn't know anything about it. And I thought if I don't know anything about it, there'll be lots of other people who don't know anything about it. So they should sort of raise the profile and knowledge of it, because it's just something to be proud of.
And that memorial, that, as you say, Westminster Yard. So again, for people who are not familiar with Stockton, it's just round the corner of our podcast studio here, on the way to your store. In fact, so people could swing past the Georgian Theatre, have a look at the memorial, come to your store. Do you want to tell us a bit about what that memorial is then? If someone went into Westminster Yard, beautiful little yard, we call it a yard, wouldn't we? But people might call it a courtyard somewhere else in London or the south or whatever. And it's got a pub on the corner and all that kind of stuff. But do you want to tell us a bit about what that memorial looks like?
There was eight blokes from Teesside who volunteered to fight fascism in the Spanish Civil War, who, like a lot of people in Stockton, didn't even know about. So that's there to sort of, and all their names around the memorial.
Yeah, they're just regular sorts of people went off to Spain.
Yeah, they've seen something happening in Spain. That's not right.
Yeah.
And they volunteered to go there and then fight against fascism. It's just something we should be proud of.
It absolutely is, and of course, as mentioned, the Battle of Stockton as well. That was another fight against fascism that happened here in Stockton. So a big tradition of people getting out and doing stuff in Stockton. That's for certain. And so with this big historical aspect to the town, and I mentioned the Georgian Theatre there, which must just round the corner from here, must be one of the oldest buildings in the whole of Stockton. Goes back almost to Norman times, parts of it. So we've got this great sort of offer in Stockton. We can tell people about the historical side, the music venues you mentioned, the great independent stores. We're seeing footfall increasing. So what do you think for the future of Stockton then? Where do you think that the town's going next? What do we think? What do we need to do next? Have the bid got any ideas, Louise?
Well, we've got the new waterfront park, Riverside Park, which is planned to open, spring, summer this year. That's going to bring a great space. You're going to have, it's going to give us opportunity for more kind of events and animation of the town centre as well. I think
is the plans to tie that in with the sort of Riverside Festival and stuff like that?
Oh, that's a question.
Yes, I believe so. Actually, I mean, obviously,
it should be, shouldn't it?
Yeah. So the council obviously they organise the Stockton Riverside Festival every year, which is just amazing. Lasts for days. Lots of outdoor theatre, and I don't know. Did you see the opening last year? It was incredible. They had these guys doing parkour all down the centre of the high street. It was just absolutely amazing. The new Riverside Park, which is where the Castlegate Shopping Centre used to be in the past, has got an amphitheatre in it, which people will be able to sit there and look out at the river and have performances there. So I think it gives us another great venue essentially, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and hopefully, if it's up and running by then, you would think Stockton Riverside Festival would surf would be kind of headlining down there. So. With the bid, we're focusing a lot on community as well, and creating community experiences in the town centre, because we have obviously the retail, we have the hospitality, and as you say, making a day of it is kind of key as well. So you can have your breakfast somewhere, you can do a bit of shopping, you can pop to the new waterfront at the Riverside.
Go and have a drink.
Go at the Golden Smog.
Get yourself on the river cruiser, up and down the river.
You've got, honestly, the town centre, a lot of people, I think we're creatures of habit, humans, and we all kind of do what we need to do. So we'll come to the town, we'll go to the bank, and we're kind of tunnel visioned in what we do. And that's why people don't see what the bigger picture is. And these little yards that we've got that are really quirky.
Aren't they great? So why don't you, because so both of your businesses are successful businesses that are not on the high street, but they're pretty close. And again, there might be some people who don't, because this is a sort of unique setup, I think, really. Some people might not really understand what this is like in Stockton. And it's one of the amazing features of Stockton that just makes it such a great place to come to. So do you want to just talk us through a bit, like if someone just got off the bus or parked up in Stockton, what it's like when you're finding all these little alleyways and so on? What is it like? What would someone see? What would it be like?
I don't know. I think it's quite nice to wander down alleyways that you don't know where you're going to and bump into places.
Yeah.
Like if I go to different cities, I sort of intentionally get lost sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just because you stumble upon things that you wouldn't normally stumble upon. And that's, you can stumble down alleyways in Stockton, not stumble. Yeah. Well, you might
You stumble when you come back out to your pub,
yeah.
I think that's what it's like.
You can sort of wander down alleyways in Stockton.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this here?
And is it Hambletonian Yard?
Hambletonian Yard, yeah.
So people are walking down the high street, and if they come on a Wednesday or a Saturday, the market's on as well, and it's really busy. Walking down the high street, and they'll glance left to just see this little alleyway, and if they wander down it, there's a cafe, and then there's your pub, or maybe to the way around.
And a piercing place. And
exactly. Yeah.
And a toy shop.
Yeah, and then they get to the other end of that, and then there's another shopping mall there as well. So it all sort of connects together, doesn't it? Really, So it's and likewise, I mean, Silver Street's turned into a real sort of hub of independent businesses, hasn't it?
It's I think the town centre's got loads of independent gems, but Silver Street is kind of the home of the indie shop. We've got kind of from the gift shop. We've got a very quirky gift shop on the road as well. You've got a bridal shop, you've got a menswear, formal shop, bookshop, florist, jewellers. There was. I'm trying to think.
Some of them have been there for quite a while.
Oh,
Norman's been there forever, hasn't he?
Nearly 30 years.
Really long
standing. And people will go back time and time again. They know him as a person, and people connect to the people, don't you? And that's what's important. Some people might not get a conversation at home from anybody, and come to the town is their conversation with somebody. I would say in an AI-generated world now, everyth's digital. This is actually unique now to come and have that human interaction with people, and that's what's so special and important, and especially like in pubs in your environment and feeling at home from home.
Yeah, and I think it is really special that, like, as you were describing them, you can walk up the little alleyway to where your shop, or you can go down Silver Street, and we've just mentioned you can walk through Watson's Yard and then come round here as an amazing independent guitar shop just on the ground floor here in the building we're in. And all of these things, they're not directly on the high street, but they're great businesses, and they get a great footfall because their customers really value the service as well, the customer service that they offer. So we need to get that message out as well. So maybe this podcast helps a bit with that.
Well, I know there's sort of algorithms for it now, isn't there? But you'll have people come in your shop and you'll say, oh, you like this. Because based on what they've said before or what they've bought before.
Yeah.
And it's the same in the pub. You go, the drink, you love this drink, and then...
Oh, I love that. You're right, because we're all fed these algorithms, which to be honest, I get a bit sick of, because if I've bought a hammer and then Google shows me 20 more hammers, I only need one because I've got one. But you're right, when you get to know someone who has a store and you go back and you know your customers and you know what they're like, then that's better than some algorithm, isn't it, really? So a bit of human interaction. So, John, a bit earlier, you said to me that the centre of Stockton is just like a square. It's possibly a rectangle. And we were talking about the shops there. But for the sort of nighttime economy that you're involved as well in, there's quite a lot of venues, and there's a lot of things happening on the night just within that little location.
There's a lot of pubs, big and small, but I think there's loads of music venues. We used to have the Globe at the top, then you got Georgian, Green Room, Q, Arc, North East Volume. So if you add all them capacities together, sort of the amount of music venues in the town per person, probably one of the best in the country.
It is amazing, isn't it? So we've got the Georgian Theatre, which was recently restored with support of the council. The Arc, having our own arts entertainment venue, is absolutely amazing, and the Globe, obviously.
There's all different types as well. You've got sort of like shows at the Globe, and you've got all sorts of different things at Arc, like indie music and all sorts. It's not just one type of thing. It's right across the board.
So if we're getting people who are coming to see those performances in Stockton, and we've got the Hilton Hotel now, which is doing amazingly well. It seems though it's booked out nearly every night, and there's a lot of people staying there too. And some of those people will be for work, but many for leisure as well. then how can we get people who are doing that to sort of think, well, maybe I'll stay not just for one night, but I'll stay for the weekend, or while I'm here, I'll do a bit more. So how can we encourage people to get out into the shops and or to venues like yours and do more of that, do you think?
I think by having things in the hotel, like posters or leaflets to sort of publicise what else the town's got to offer.
And you mentioned the Stockton by Night. What's that? Is that a sort of...
So it's like a little pamphlet that
So
done before, wasn't it?
Stockton Bid have launched, which was, we relaunched it last year, and it's the kind of Stockton Bid food and drink guide for the evening economy. So the likes of the Globe, the Georgian, any venue really that sells tickets are encouraged to send these guides out to the customers just to know what let's make a night of it. Let's have some tea here. Let's go to the show there. So the Hilton have got copies as well. We have a digital version which I believe you can access off the Bid website. So it's a great tool, and it was updated in December, so changes happen, obviously, as we know, from that date, but it's as current as December, mid-December.
So we've got a sort of nighttime economy guide that people can access, and a food and drink guide as well.
So that's kind of your food and drink guide, which is concentrating on the evening.
Okay.
Daytimes we have kind of a vast selection of food and drink. We haven't got anything out there as relation to kind of a guide as such yet. But it's one of these, isn't it, that you come into the town and you go down the little yards and you stumble across these little gems. Everywhere's worth a try.
So the message is, I think, the people, if they're coming into Stockton because they want to see a big show at the Globe, or they just want to see some live music in Cuba or wherever it might be, then it's worth their while to spend a bit more time here exploring some of these venues. And get a very friendly welcome too. So this marketing aspect is really important, and hopefully we'll see more of that in the future as well.
Absolutely.
And I think I think that's just like a great message to leave people with. I think actually. So thanks very much. I'd like to thank you both for coming onto the podcast. It's been great to talk to you all. Can't wait to get back to Louise. Can't wait to get back to the Smog as well. I might see you later this evening. And so if you want a really great day out, really fantastic experience, whether you're interested in independent stores with fantastic customer service, enjoying the music scene here in Stockton, or something a little bit more historical, as we've been talking about as well. Stockton really does have a lot to offer, and you certainly couldn't go better than some of the really enthusiastic small business owners that we've got here in Stockton too. Bye for now.